Hello, this is Connie Marie Forrest, and today I'm going to talk to you. Enjoy! So, today, I'm going to talk about some weird dreams that I've been having in my past. Um, let's see. I think one of the most creepiest dreams I ever had was that I kept hearing this screaming and crying, and I kept walking towards this door in my dream. And as I get closer, it would become more intense. And soon I open up the door, and I see all these faces, and then there's this thing that pulls me right in. It's like, I don't know, is that kind of like a warning or something? Or is that just a nightmare, like a night terror? I don't know. I'm used to having dreams about where people die. Sometimes these are people I don't even know, and they end up being actual people that die. And I've had those type of dreams since my childhood, so I think it's like some form of precognition. I think, basically. I'd like to understand a little bit more about my dreams. I have way too many interesting dreams. I don't always have night terrors or nightmares or whatever you refer to them as. I don't always see people die in my dreams. For some reason it happens, like, occasionally. But as far as I'm concerned, I do have some very interesting dreams, yes. Where they could be very futuristic, sometimes, and sometimes I get very colorful dreams. I never dream in black and white. I've heard that it's more common that people dream in black and white. Am I rare or something? Because I only dream in color. I do not dream in black and white whatsoever. So yeah. But, see, the thing is, when I have dreams, sometimes I dream about cemeteries. I think those are the funnest dreams. I like dreaming about cemeteries for some weird reason. I like dreaming about really beautiful places with lots of trees and beautiful waters and stuff like that. Just basically what I see as paradise I dream about. I like cats a lot, so if you were to see in my dream world, you'd see a lot of dreams about felines, usually kittens. That's usually what I dream about. I'm trying to think. I've had a lot of other dreams too. One I thought was really odd, right? I'm up in this attic-like area, and I walk towards the stairs, and this woman is walking up. She has this white dress on. She's like as white as a ghost, but not transparent. I'm just saying her skin is very pale, like fair. And she's walking up the stairs. She has a really long, I have to say, like, dark hair, kind of close to black, but not quite. And she looks right at me, and her eyes are really dark. They're like, I don't know if they're heavy set brown, what the case is, but they look like they're almost black. And she tells me something about everything is connected, you are connected, basically, and I thought that was weird. I walked towards an area where there's like beds up in that attic, and I hear in this voice saying, go to bed, and for some reason someone's like giving me cough syrup. And I'm like, what the heck? And then there's this alarm clock in my dream that says 7 a.m. in the morning, and then I wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning, wonder what that's about. I'm serious, that really did happen. I was like waking up at 7 a.m. like something wanted me to wake up at 7 a.m. I don't know if that's a phenomenon that often happens, but for some reason I woke up at 7 a.m. figures. Well, one of the recent nightmares I had, this guy is chasing after this woman with blonde hair. He has this knife he's chasing after her with it, just trying to get away from him, and he eventually catches up to her and throws her to the ground and stabs her to death. And then all of a sudden, I wake up, but it's not me in the dream. It's like I wake up as somebody else in the dream, and I'm this woman with like dark brown hair, and I'm waking up. You know, it's kind of like a therapist office, right? Where you got the typical, you know, couch thing that you lay on when a therapist is talking to you and you talk about your problems. Well, I wake up just screaming as this woman, right? And this therapist lady, she comes up to me. I'm assuming she's a therapist. But she's like, "You're okay now. You're okay. You're safe. Tell me what you saw. What happened?" And then I just don't remember from there what went on. It's like, you know, so I think in the dream, the person that I was who woke up on that couch-like thing in that therapist office must have witnessed the death of that blonde woman, you know. And then it was traumatizing for her, basically. And I don't know, it's strange. Basically, I have a lot of odd dreams that just really keep me asking questions. And it's like, it's just really weird. I mean, before I even knew what the Melissa Axe murder house was, I mean, I did not know about the history of the Melissa Axe murder house. See, this is really, really freaking odd. When I was the age of 11, I dreamed about this family, the Moore family, and that they were murdered, right? And I saw a lot of the events that happened. I saw a knife. I mostly saw enough, and I didn't see an axe like they talked about, and the whole story of it, but I saw a knife, and I saw people get stabbed with it. And there's this girl by the name of Catherine. I don't know, was trying to communicate with me in that dream, but everything looks modernized, so I assume it's something that's going to happen rather recent. But come to find out, this is something that happened during the time of the Titanic that made the news more than the Titanic did, and I was like, damn. So my friend Jen tried to point out to me, you were dreaming about something that happened in the past. So apparently I don't just dream about the future, I dream about stuff that has happened before my time. Basically, unless of course I had a past life then. Could be possible. But I do believe in past lives, because I've had way too many past lives before, so it's nothing new to me. I think I'm a very old soul, so I'm young at heart, but I'm a very old soul. Basically. So, whether you believe in past lives or not, I'm a mature believer of them. I believe in past lives. I have way too many memories of things that have happened to me in my past lives, and it's like, I mean, I may not remember all of my past lives. Like, they'll come back to me very slowly sometimes. And like, I had this past life during like 70s, right? Apparently at that time, who I was in that past life, I was a 16-year-old, like a teenager, and I lived in this house. I had this stepfather, and I had this mother, right, by the name of Bonnie, and you see, this man, Rick, right, he was not very nice. I mean, he was abusive to me and my mother, and his daughter, she wasn't nice either. She was just as corrupt as her father, probably not worse, or possibly worse, I mean, but the thing is that once when his daughter Jenna saw me making out with another girl, she told her father about it, and they thought to punish me with a hot poker, to try to bring the sin out of me, because to them they thought that was vile, that I was into women. Oh, I was even bisexual then, so I wasn't completely, flat out lesbian. Basically, even though sometimes I think about turning completely lesbian because of how men are, but I'll be honest, I'm bi. I think I'm mostly attracted to women. But see, what happens is I had a lover at the time, right? Same age. She was 16. Her name was Cassandra and my name was Mary. Needless to say, I got so tired of the neglect and abuse by my stepfather, I just finally couldn't take it anymore and I ran away. What happened is that day, I took off with his car. Like, I literally stole his station wagon. It's like a blue station wagon. Not sure when it was built, to be honest. I really don't know what year it was that thing was built. But the fact of the matter was I stole the station wagon, and me and Cassandra, we went to Canada. Basically, we were both trying to run away from our problems because we didn't want to be in an abusive homes. She had similar situations happen to her, so we were trying to escape that. But you see, the thing is, I felt guilt because what happened is I left my mother behind, and she, she could never stand up for herself. I could. I mean, I was defiant in nature. I would tell Rick to go screw himself. But see, the thing is, she never could stand up to him. She was too afraid of standing up to Rick. You see, what happened was he knew about her history. She used to be a prostitute, right? Before she had me in that past life, and she wanted to get away from that life, so she went to Montana to leave New York, which was where she was at the time. She left to go to Montana for a while. She lived with her sister, and her sister's husband, right, lived there. And eventually, when I was 9 years old, she met Rick, and I didn't like him. It's like I could sense he was really bad. I mean, really negative, and just not a very good person altogether. He was also a police officer. Yeah. Not saying all police officers are bad, so I'm just saying he was not a good one. Let's just put it that way. And, I mean, he had several children. I mean, because his wife before died, apparently, so he was a male widower or something like that. Well, he had 7 children, whose oldest was Jenna. And Jenna was the most vile. I think the other kids were innocent, that really didn't know what was going on, but Jenna was a corrupt little, I have some choice words for her. I do not like how she was and how she treated people. And it's like, she's just vile, basically. But see, the thing is that I often, when I was living with Rick and his family, me and my mother living with him, I often got in a lot of trouble. Often I would leave the house. I would sneak out the windows and stuff like that when he would barricade me in my bedroom and not let me leave. I would figure a way out the windows, basically, or paneling. I was a very sneaky little kid. Let's just put it that way. Well, teenager, whatever. But see, the thing is, I often would leave the house, late during night. I would walk around town and stuff like that. Basically. And I'd often get into a lot of trouble in that past life. Because during that time, I had a habit of stealing cars. I don't do that shit no more. Not in this life, at least, but in that past life I did. I was like a pro thief or something like that. Like, steal cars, basically. But, so apparently, yeah. And he had a suspicion of that for quite a while. Boy, if he would have acted on that suspicion, maybe his car wouldn't have been taken. Ain't karma a bitch? Needless to say. But, let's just put it this way. I think I acted out a lot in that past life because of the way he treated me. You know, just being a total abusive jerk. And the way he treated my mother was just totally ridiculous. I mean, she'd do the slightest thing wrong, he'd hit her. And I don't just mean hit her, he'd like leave bruise marks on her, basically. And she'd have to wear long clothes, like, you know, like, she'd have to wear stuff with long sleeves because of where he'd hit her. She didn't like to show her bruise marks, basically, because she felt like, oh, if I went to anybody about him abusing me, that I couldn't do anything, because he'd say something against me, and he'd very likely get away with what he did, and that's what she thought. She often told me, if you ran away, I wouldn't hold it against you. Matter of fact, I want you to leave because I don't want you to have this life where you're constantly abused like this. And she constantly said that to me, even before the whole incident where I ran away with my lesbian lover Cassandra, basically. And as awfully enough as that is, it was somebody I know in this life, who I knew in that life, who I'm apparently deeply in love with. But I'm not going to say names, basically. But pretty much have a lesbian experience with another woman. What I'm quite happy with. I just never can find happiness with men for some reason. It's like more likely to find disappointment, basically. I mean, I've never had anything too extreme happen to me in this life, as far as dating goes, but I don't know, I'm just very iffy about men. In general, and just don't want to be in a bad relationship for any reason. I just want, you know, like a stable relationship, you know. But as far as things go, I really don't like talking about my experience that I've had, just as far as whole dating experience goes, because it's just like lame. You know, when you just date people you really don't have chemistry with, it's just like you just lose interest in dating. Yeah, I've had friends hook me up with men before, and it's like it never works. It's like I'm never turned on by them. You know what I mean? I'm never really attracted to the men that they hook me up with. Basically, and well, I tend to like men that are gothic, really handsome, and I don't just mean any goth man. I just mean one that's really handsome, one that looks like he can be out of a novel about vampires or some crap like that, or a movie with vampires. But, you know, tall, dark, and handsome sort of individual. I preferably want him to be highly intelligent, but I also want him to have strong qualities. Like, I want him to have a good heart. And I want him to stand up for what he believes in. And I want him to be truthful, honest, and trustworthy. I want him to be the kind of person I can count on. Kind of person that, at a moment's notice, like, if something were to happen to me, like someone tried killing me, he'd save me. You know, and someone who's self-sacrificing, who would very likely die for me because they loved me enough. I've never really found that with a man before. I don't know. My lesbian lover, I think, would probably do something like that, but I don't want to lose her. Just the thought of losing her just scares me. I get constantly paranoid and worried that one day someone will tell me she's dead. Oh, I'll break down. All hell will break loose. Needless to say, because I don't think I could tolerate that. And, of course, my cat right now is being a little shit. Oh, I had to knock stuff down. Oh yeah, he was in a weird mood today because he kept like running into the trash can. Ka-dunk, ka-dunk. I was like, what the hell, Midnight? Seriously? Let's I think I'm gonna cut this video short for now.